There we go. Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday the 2nd of February. Goodness, get my days mixed up this week. So, looking then at these markets and looking what's coming up today, firstly, then I'll just talk quickly about the Fed. So we've got the Bank of England at 12 o'clock, then we've got we've got the rates there. There's no mention of anything beyond the rates in terms of a meeting. We'll see. And then we've got the main financing rate for refinancing rate for the ECB, in other words, the ECB statement. And as ever, they've got their press conference at 1:45. So that they're the key things there. I can't see anything else there. Nope, there's nothing else there that's I'm just looking on my other list here. We've got a Swiss National Bank speaker at 8:30, but no. There is a press conference, Bank of England, at 12:30. So there is there. It's just missing off this list. Right, let's crack on. Actually, just before I do, the Fed's obviously increased the rates yesterday by 0.25% as expected. They refer to further increases as opposed to further increase. Well, we'll see if that happens or not, but that's suggesting 2 more hikes for 0.25%. That's pretty much what's priced in the market. Anything less than that might affect the market in coming months, but for now, that's all it's pretty much in line with expectation. So there's no great change here. We've seen the euro push up a little bit on the basis of the news, but it's a bit previous, a bit early. We've got the ECB's statements come out yet, and their sort of views and probably longer thinking is expected from their forecast. So we could see this euro coming back before that time. So let's have a look at the euro in some detail. Starting off where it's finally broken out the highs there. I still remain bullish on the euro, and I think, well, I'm bearish on the US dollar more than bullish on the euro, to be fair. But I have a hint of bullishness. We're seeing a lot of money coming into the euro. If they do the right things, if they stay within expectations today, it might just give the euro the move it needs. Sometimes it will just be sold on the news because it is in expectations. It really depends on what the statement that comes with it. Okay, so as I say, it's really pushed on from a weekly point of view. We've pushed out of this very narrow pivots, squeezed pivots, pinched. For this morning, we could be heading down towards the daily pivot. We'll see what happens. Everything changes after 8 o'clock so often, so if it continues and pushes up, well, we could be on for a tap and a break of the R1 into the R2 because we're so far extended already. Right, let's move on and look at these other markets then. So pound also got news out later. As neither of these will be too tradable for me this morning, he says, but we'll see, unless there's something real lovely setting up. The pound, there's not anything really lovely setting up at all. It did take a sell-off yesterday afternoon, which it recovered come 7 o'clock, but again, just rolling back towards its daily pivot. Got a reasonable probability of that being hit, of course, so it could be targeted, I guess, post 8 o'clock. Dollar yen, let's come up the time frames first. Nicely in this trend, of course. It sold off yesterday pretty well, and looks like, well, with no news today, it's the safe one in a sense. We might see it roll backwards again. It's obviously had the big move at 7. It's a move back into its pivot could give an opportunity for a short side of things there in the trend it's sitting at the moment. Aussie dollar, again, nice one in the trend, finally moved all recovered its ground yesterday evening. Um, it's got more scope, I think. The dollar, Aussie dollar, the money's flowing into it, so the Aussie dollar itself has got more scope for further upside. Little else to say at the moment. It has again. It would be better if it clicked off this pivot this morning, but again, if it runs into the R1, R2 could be a decent target there. US dollar CAD, bit ugly. It's all I can say on the US dollar CAD. It has continued its drift off here, and it's sort of dollar weakness as opposed to Canadian dollar strength running through here, but it's continued the path, but slowly, and it did the move, and then it's just consolidated again. We saw it into yesterday, day before yesterday, Tuesday, and it's doing the same sort of thing here at the moment. Maybe it's a bit of a soft target, I think, and we could see it being sold along with the US dollar. Okay, the majors, looking through a couple of crosses. What did we do yesterday with pound yen? Yesterday moved off nicely, moved off a lot further than I expected actually, but that's the way the market's run at the time. So it is a market that's rolling back a bit. We've seen the yen strengthen across the markets, and partly because it's a safety currency whilst all this is going on, but the trend on the 4 hours is pretty decent there, and down on the hours here we could see more of the same, but of course come midday beware of shocks. Right, okay, I'll leave that there. Let's just switch markets and let's quick look at gold first. So no surprises here. It's very much the same as the euro at the moment in its price action largely. Strong old kicker there yesterday evening. Very flat day though, to be fair. A bit like the pound, it sold off in the earlier stages. So yesterday, it's the day before yesterday, it sold off, didn't it? Yes, it's Tuesday. Anyway, pushing up at the moment. Again, a little bit sort of, there's probably some divergence across the highs here. There'll be traders coming in trying to sell into it. Has got a daily pivot below. That could be a point of buying if it finds support on it. We'll see what happens. It might just push on through the R1 into the R2. Oil. So oil has just come out of the picture here, and the sell-off continues. Looked at it yesterday. To me, this is all posing for some more offside here, really. Bear flag in this territory here. It's already rolling this morning at the moment. Another one that could push on. It's seeing less movement. Obviously, it's no real movement from the central bank meetings. It's just doing what it's doing. It does just look to me like a soft market. Change it to the equity markets, and where are we doing this? How are we doing on this? Let's come into the dailies on these ones. So CSI 300 sold back a little bit, still in that positive trend, but a bit choking a little bit where it is at the moment, and maybe hanging in there to see what happens with the rest of the central banks. But the main one is really out there. The Nikkei, crikey, is at a choke point. It's just consolidating. It really has flatlined. The Nifty 50 downside really prevails. It's looking soft. Lower highs, lower lows, opportunities arise on the retrace on that. So a soft old market. Okay, American markets, US S&Ps or US 500 as most brokers have it on these days. Trend continued to the upside. That was good. That was healthy news in terms of the rates slowing down there, and well, it's priced in. I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't come back a bit more yet. So a lot of these pivots have got real good potential being hit, I think, but we'll see. But that is the US one out the way now, so these US markets might steady up a little bit, or just continue their rallies basically. Dow's still sort of sticking behind a little bit here, not really. I mean, yesterday didn't even push on through the prior high there. It's just the sticky one, the weak one of the bunch at the moment. Whereas the Nasdaq again pushing up, solid day yesterday. It's starting to become less of the weak one. The Dow's actually taking that sort of mantle over at the moment. So solid day yesterday. Again, though, we could see some corrections today back towards the daily pivots there. Closest home, the DAX. Little pop out there yesterday, but hardly anything to shout about. There you go, 7 o'clock. It did react to that data, but we've got the ECB meeting today, and that could change this quite quickly. So be wary. As with the FTSE, FTSE's gone largely positive again, but it's in quite a mess here at this stage, and well, they could consolidate. Okay, that's pretty much it. Sorry, I was just going to look at the CAC. The CAC is still pretty much following the DAX. There's very little in it. It's consolidating. Hopefully we'll see some moves coming from all this, and we'll break out of these very tight ranges, and potentially to the upside. It's how aggressive the ECB will be. Okay, on that note, I wish you a great day's trading. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye for now.